Halo. Oh. Hello. Oke, mantap. Mantap.
दोनों तो बहुत Todo el tiempo nos seguimos elevando y sigamos moviendo aquí. Esta fiesta no tiene fin. Vamos para arriba, sí. Yo tengo el número.
I got a big one, Tristan. I caught a big one. Oh, here it is. This is the one. It was very hard to get out, so it was like a really good one. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Hey.
You looking for women here?
Of
You looking to distribute? Great.
I'm in the import-export business.
Halo, es krim.
Namanya? Nama?
Es krim.
Ice cream?
Lokal. Ya. Lokal es krim.
Local ice cream.
Ya. ai buat ini. Sini em mình cái
So they said they're in the village. The Watts are in the village.
sorry.
Okay. Thank you very much.
See you next time.